Leave it alone.
Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to the Thin Crust Flopcast. How are you all doing? Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason, we had some technical difficulties there.
Yep.
But I think we're back up alright. But yeah. I'm just having a look now, and yep, looks like we're all good. Worried there. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 40! We made it episode 40! We have quite a few topics, obviously, to discuss today. Involving more Xbox stuff. I know. Well, they've been kind of fucking out over the past couple of weeks. Sexism in the Overwatch Pro League. Fortnite effort to pay out. A Nintendo acquisition. And is this the end, or are we reaching the end of Apex Legends competitive?
Dun dun dun.
As well as a few other bits that Damo obviously has.
Well, I have one. Which is also to do with the whole Xbox shit, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you look in the group chat. I've literally only got one. Which is that.
Jesus. But then again, you have been dealing with a lot of shit recently, so that's fair.
Yeah, nothing's just really been coming up, so, you know.
But yeah, well, in that case, as we always do, ladies and gentlemen, Damo, what the fuck have you been playing these past couple of weeks?
I mean, it's not hard to guess, Baldur's Gate.
Really?
Literally just Baldur's Gate, yeah.
Really? I thought you'd be playing the new Resident Evil DLC.
With what money?
Mood.
I didn't get down. Obviously, apart from that, I've also been trying to get my computer working. It is working. It's incredibly slow. And I don't actually know why, because all the drivers are updated, the Windows is updated. You know, it should not be as jet laggy as it is, but it is. Installed Sims, and it seems to be running okay. I've installed Sims 2, but I keep getting pink soup. Or the purple soup. Yes, that's another issue to fix within the Sims 2 game at least, but that's literally without any mods or anything to assist in actually making the game work, so it's fine. That Sims 2 is understandably like justified in that retrospective.
Well, it wasn't Well, it wasn't exactly running like a fucking dream before, though, was it? Sims 2.
No, not really. You know. But anyway, so I'm still trying to get my computer running smooth because it's not right now. So I'm thinking of having to switch around the SSD and the HDD so I can basically do clean boot install. So the SSD is the C drive, not the D drive. But I have no idea what I'm fucking doing on that front, so I don't really want to touch anything right now.
And the people that have an idea just haven't been around or on.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I'd need to be on video chat at least through my phone to be able to be like, so which is it? Which one is it? Sort of thing. Because I thought maybe it's an internet issue, which obviously my internet has also been shit. Currently running at 35 to 39 megabytes, which is well below the guaranteed average.
Ouch.
Yep. My guaranteed is 42 megabytes for my internet, and I usually get around about between 61 to 70 megabytes for my download speed, like my internet speed.
Jesus.
Yeah, so when I say I'm having issues upon issues, obviously, along with everything else that's gone on, the stresses for relatively very soon in the future, because I'll be going away on the 4th and I'll be coming back on the 8th. Life's been great. So anyway, enough about my shit. Chaos, Daddy, how have you been?
Okay, first of all, don't call me that.
First of all, shut up.
Second of all, it's cringe. I get enough of Heart calling me Celebrity Daddy.
Well, I could be calling you Celebrity Daddy, but you know, I know
You've agreed with it!
I know, but I've not called you that in a while.
No, you haven't. But he has.
Exactly.
Bastard.
Exactly.
Well, I've kind of been... obviously, to some of you that have been seeing the streams, I've been hopping on that Pokemon train again. Obviously, I got all of the Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet now. I've got that dex complete. So I got that and the DLC dex complete. So now I have the Shiny Charm. Woohoo! I can start shiny hunting.
Nice.
I can now start spending hours upon hours and upon hours trying to find one shiny Pokemon. Let's go!
Very nice.
I've been kind of prepping for the next banner on Honkai Star Rail. Not the one that's currently going, because I don't want to go for that one. And I have been kind of just playing Genshin Impact on and off. I don't think I'll be able to get the new character that's coming out in the next banner.
No?
Nah, because I've not even got 20 wishes demo.
Oh my. You've been slacking, boy.
It's not a case I've been slacking, it's a case of, well, without the 90 Prima Gems a day, I've not really been able to get much. And to be honest, I've just... my priorities have been kind of elsewhere at the minute, trying to get other stuff done, trying to come up and trying to get some voice recording stuff done as well, coming up with ideas and shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Also, I just want to kind of give a heads up, okay? So, just sorry to interrupt you. See, obviously, I was speaking about my internet speed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry in advance if it crashes.
That's all good.
Because it's been doing that the last few days. So.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing we're only going. It's a good thing we're only going an hour then.
Yep. Exactly.
If it was 2 hours, it'd be a whole different kettle of fish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of why I also asked you in DMs. Should we think about maybe getting someone else in so you don't have to worry about that?
My guy, it's a distraction. I'm like, you know, distractions are my baby right now. So no.
I was gonna say I know, but distractions can't do shit for us if your internet's gone.
True, but I have data for a reason.
Jeez Louise. But yeah, I've also been finally getting my personal playthrough of Baldur's Gate going.
Yeah, what was the inspiration behind that, Chaos?
I just wanted to finally, because I finally had some time to actually fucking do it. I said I was gonna do it, and once I actually had some time. So yeah, I'm running as a barbarian, just a regular human barbarian. I have Scratch already.
Nice.
And
nice.
I got the owlbear. Well, I got the stuff needed to start the owlbear. I've now reached the goblin camp, so I can then actually get the baby owlbear.
Okay.
We heard what we thought might be the absolute, but thanks to Shadowheart's trinket, we were able to actually at least fend off the voice.
Yeah, the artifact.
Yeah. I am building up Karlak. Building up the relationship with her. I found one of the infernal pieces for her to at least give her, well, some form of relief. And slowly building up the relationship with her. I haven't killed Asterion yet. But if he comes at me again, I'm going to cut that boy up and I'm going to open him up like a piñata. I have a couple of clubs in my inventory. We can easily do it.
So, have you come across a cutscene in terms of Will and Karlak yet?
Yes.
And Demon Lady?
Yes.
Or Demon Mummy?
Yes.
Okay. Can I just say one thing about Demon Mommy? And it's not even a spoiler either.
Go on, then.
You can romance her.
What? Oh, what?
And I did it.
Does that get you killed or something?
No, actually.
Hold up, you're telling me you can smash a demon?
Yes, you can smash Demon Mommy.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming soon, the Chaos of Dragons in his own version of Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
Tanjiro, eat your heart out, bitch.
Like, oh, you need to make like a huge sacrifice, and I don't care. I want to romance her, and I was just like,
Tanjiro from actual Demon Slayer. Eat your heart out, mate. Goes from Demon Slayer to Demon Layer. So what did you do what did you do over the course of the weekend? Oh, I smashed a demon. You fought her? No, we fucked.
But it's so interesting, and honestly, I can't wait for you to get to Act 3, more so because, like...
I'm still at Act fucking 1.
I know. Like, this is why, like, it's so hard for me not to talk about it, because it's like, I want to give you so much information
Yeah, well...
without giving you spoilers.
Well, shush.
Well, make sure you check everywhere, my guy.
What do you think I'm doing? Just sat there picking my nose?
Probably. I don't know. It's just you we're talking about.
Bruh! Have some faith in me. Put my fingers elsewhere.
Oh my god.
Come on, Carlite, Cunny, let's have some of your hot sauce.
I'm shaking my head, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you surprised?
No, that's why I'm shaking my head.
But yeah, that along with a well, somewhat interesting run so far. I've really to be honest, I've not really actually done much else apart from trying out F-099 on the Switch, and yeah, that's a fucking clusterfuck.
Oh no, what happened?
99 people on a racetrack.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's all I need to say. And if you want more, go watch the previous stream where I actually was doing it.
Okay.
I've actually been in the process of making clips out of stuff as well, so you'll be able to see how fucking insane it is. Starting lineup literally spans all 99 players, and then it closes into the regular sized track. Considering the fact you can blow each other up or get blown up yourself if you take too much damage, yeah. So far, I have not gotten blown up yet. My aim has just been to survive the races, not win them. Once I've learnt the tracks, then I'll actually try for the win. But my aim is just to survive.
I mean, that does make sense, though, at the end of the day.
Granted, this put me in place like 60th, like 50th. Highest I've been so far is 25th.
Nice.
Yeah. That's just all real lucky.
Oh yeah, definitely got lucky there, mate.
But, ladies and gentlemen, the first topic, well, actually going to be, well, apparently, with the recent emails and stuff that have been leaked from Xbox, and their, well, their want of trying to obtain Nintendo again. People are, well, very skeptical of them and their reasonings. Apparently, they, according to the article I've seen from metro.co.uk, they Well, apparently the president of Microsoft has said that he doesn't come across any better in the transcript where he's talking about Microsoft's long-term plans and what he'll do if they don't hit their targets for Game Pass subscribers. Petulantly, he says Microsoft will just leave the game industry. Yeah, one reader has pressed X to doubt severely on Microsoft's claims of leaving the game industry. Do you want to know why they actually got into making a console of their own?
God.
Because they didn't apparently, according to this article, apparently they didn't want Sony in their living room.
What the fuck? So it's literally out of spite?
Pretty much.
What the fuck?
So, this is just, again, it's not fully confirmed, but based on this article, there's someone that is that is like us, basically a hybrid, but they don't have an Xbox for reasons of the fact that they thought the Xbox 360, the last Xbox they owned was a 360. And to be honest, in my book, that's kind of where their best games were anyway.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they had the likes of, they had Gears and they had Halo, but they had other stuff. They had Fable. They had the Fable series, and Fable series to me is fucking great. But, yeah, the fact that, because this kind of ties into my other thing with with them actually wanting to make another attempt at acquiring Nintendo again, which ain't gonna fucking happen. Nintendo laughed at them before, and I imagine they'll probably laugh at them again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nintendo are actually doing great on their own to actually then go ahead and sell themselves. If they were to sell themselves to PlayStation, I would actually look at the people behind Nintendo and go, what the hell is wrong with you? Same as if they were to surrender their assets to Xbox. I would again say, what the hell is wrong with you? They are great on their own. They're doing spectacular with the Switch, and they've got even more coming. The fact is their pass is affordable. Their games are not overpriced. They've actually managed to make a home console which is also portable. Which is something that PlayStation did manage to achieve somewhat with the PSP, but then people weren't too happy with the Vita, even though I personally think the Vita was actually just a bit ahead of their time. If the Vita had actually come out
It's the same as the PSP as well, though. That was way ahead of its time.
Yeah, but the thing is, people actually enjoyed the PSP. That's the thing. Because the PSP had games like Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, which some people would say is one of the main reasons a lot of people bought a PSP. No one saw any reason to actually buy a Vita. There was nothing actually outstanding on it, according to a lot of people. I had quite a few games on there because it was great. And they actually had a library for PSP, PS1, and some PS2 games in their PlayStation store. So again, they already did it way better than the current PlayStation store. Yeah, you didn't even need Essential to be able to actually access it either. Work that shit out. But yeah, for Nintendo to be acquired by Xbox would just be a major down point. I imagine that would actually destroy every single thing Nintendo, because then it would be labeled with all Xbox stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was brought up in some comments that I was actually seeing a while ago on Twitter, that basically it kind of almost feels like instead of actually paying extra for exclusives like PlayStation's done for years, all Microsoft are doing is, instead of actually paying extra, they are going out of the way to acquire, so they ain't got to bother paying extra. It's like, that is, like, no. That is not a good way to do business.
No, exactly.
It's like, oh, we're not willing to pay this, but instead we're just going to yeet you in here. Because then a lot of companies will have to follow certain standards. Granted, I'm not excusing Sony for their actions over the past few years, especially in regards of some of the anime market. I'm not excluding kind of the fact that a lot of the games that I've enjoyed have also had an extreme amount of censorship for no fucking reason. And yet they also partnered up with the likes of Crunchyroll, and it's like, really? So yeah. Okay. Xbox kind of has a lot to answer for, and considering the recent leaks of the emails has, caused people to be very, skeptical of them again. But you can't really say that to a lot of people, because that's when you'll then be accused of fanboyism. Now, here's the thing about fanboyism. A lot of the fanboyism is solely around wanting the console wars to be a thing. The console wars only actually work when the stuff on said consoles are actually enough to get overly hyped about. The console wars actually worked because there was actually something unique for each system. That's not the case these days. Considering most games you can get on most systems, and like the appeal is not as there anymore. A lot of people literally, they gave up on console and went straight to PC as a result.
Well, yeah, exactly, because mods.
Well, not just that. Also, is like you got a better library and better access to a lot more stuff. Not to mention the indie network on PC games in general. Like, look at Steam with the amount of fucking indie games that are on there. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like, the indie network is huge.
Also, you talking about this. Sorry to interrupt you, but like you talking about this, right? I've just come across an article where someone is ranting and raving, saying how Xbox and PlayStation are both a disgrace to gaming right now. And it's literally them just basically going on a half-assed rant about Sony.
Sounds like fanboyism. But again, if all they're doing is going on a rant about PlayStation, it's like, I get PlayStation's attitude and lack of communication over the last 12 months has been...
That's literally what their rant is about.
Has been borderline insulting, but at the same time, like, literally, not gonna lie, Xbox, do you know what their first console was gonna be called? Midway. Apparently after the US battle against the Japanese in World War II.
That would have been bad.
Yeah.
Marketing.
And they admitted, and again, I found a part of the article, and they admitted they were only entering the game industry to stop Sony from taking over the living room. But it's just like, here's the thing, Xbox has its perks, Sony has its, like, PlayStation has its perks. But at the same time, the people managing everything are leaving bitter taste in everyone's mouth. So it's not the console's fault, it's management.
Yeah.
Again,
at the end of the day, what were we always said as children? If you've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I'm not saying Sony's in the right or wrong for this, because I'm just neutral on every aspect of this right now. But the fact that they're not saying anything is good for them, because what's the point in biting back if it does screw them over?
Yeah, like, the thing is, they clearly have something they want to say, but they know for a fact it'll damn them. That's why, in terms of communication, it has been borderline insulting. But at the same instance, a lot of people are like, oh, better to have some communication, know they're a piece of shit, rather than no communication. No. If they clearly want to say something, but they're keeping their mouth shut, then clearly they know what they're going to say is wrong. So clearly, them keeping their mouth shut is actually best for business.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're booming right now, and what all the rage about Xbox right now? Oh shit, we fucked up, we must acquire this, and this. For us running our mouths.
It kind of is, but on the topic of Xbox, Apparently, UK. This is from VideoGamesChronicle.com. UK regulator, the Competition and Markets Authority (CMA) has provisionally agreed to allow Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. I know we're back on this again after we said that would be the fucking end of it. And considering the UK's CMA was the only thing that was really stopping them at this point, and now they've basically said they've kind of really had no choice but to. Apparently, to address these concerns, Microsoft has offered remedies to ensure that the terms of the sale of acquisitions rights to Ubisoft are enforceable by the CMA. The CMA has provisionally concluded that this additional protection should resolve these residual concerns. So they're selling Activision's rights to Ubisoft.
Essentially. But obviously you saying that kind of goes hand in hand with the only article I have. Basically, the title's a little bit misleading because obviously over here if you hit... Sorry, someone just slammed the communal door and I'm like, excuse you. Obviously, you hear minister, you think prime minister, right? But that's obviously not the case. On September 19th, British Business Minister Kemi Badenoch, I almost said Cumberbatch, because, you know, fuck it, why not? Said on Tuesday that she did not agree with Microsoft President Brad Smith that the Competition and Market Authority's initial decision to block its purchase of video game maker Activision was bad for Britain. Okay. Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard has since said it will sell its streaming rights in a fresh attempt to win approval from Britain's antitrust regulator, the CMA, for its $69 billion sale to Microsoft.
Yeah, the agreeing to sell cloud streaming rights to Ubisoft.
So the fact is as well, like.
But they're
thinking of everyone.
Here's where I'm calling out cloud streaming. Let's see. Wasn't PlayStation Now cloud streaming?
Yes. I said technically yes. Yeah.
How awful was that?
I wouldn't know. I didn't get to experience it.
I tried it once with an offline game that should not have been affected. As soon as my internet even took a slight dip, the entire game just became one pixelated mess. I might as well have just been playing Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
It was a fucking mess. So when people talk about cloud streaming games, I get very, very, very skeptical about that actually being a good thing. But that's just because my experience has been bad. So other people may have actually had better experiences.
Yeah.
So.
But it's the fact, like, you know, everyone's like, oh, like, this person is, like, not agree with this person, blah, blah, blah. But this is the thing, like, the fact is, like, someone obviously is going, hang on, I think that this whole deal is going to be bad for the UK. You know, all things considered throughout this whole entire Xbox versus PlayStation shit that Xbox started to begin with, because, you know, they're your local chav that has nothing better to do other than to harass you down the street for 20 minutes.
Or you want to fight?
In my opinion,
you want to fucking fight? Oh, what are you looking at?
Yeah,
why aren't you answering me? You clearly want to fucking fight. You're not talking?
Right.
You fucking wimp.
Yeah, so you understand, like, where I'm coming from with that, right?
I know. I know. Literally, I literally had a chav literally try and start a fight with me, and then literally said, "Here, mate, do you want to suck my dick?" I turned around and said, "I can't fight you in now, mate, but how about Thursday?" And he then backtracked and then was like, "Ugh!"
Nice. But anyway, yeah, like, it just kind of, like, feels like that in terms of, like, Microsoft at least, because obviously they're the ones that were threatening to take, like, games off the shelves for the UK, and, like, you know, if we didn't agree, like, the UK didn't agree to their deal going through and all this lot, and nobody else really stuck up for the UK at that point, and the fact that someone literally, It's just like, hang on a minute. I do not agree with any of this. I don't agree with what everybody else is saying. I think it's going to be bad for the UK regardless. Something needs to be done about it. And if the CMA pulled the wrong move, evidence will come out to play for that. But currently there isn't a pattern in, obviously, in that happening. So this person is literally waiting for that to happen, and I can understand why, because it's like
It's a
the
powder
entire
keg.
shit show. Yeah, exactly. With the whole entire fucking shit show, the whole FTC, like, you know, going against Microsoft sort of case was, but then the judge had a son who worked for Microsoft or some shit like that, and it was quite biased, but there's not gonna, you know, a rebound of that. And it's just like, well, hang on. Instead of saying, oh, well, this came first and that came first, side Microsoft, fuck it, whatever, they win. It's, well, hang on. Do the investigations properly. It doesn't matter if the fucking court case takes a year, 2 years, 6 months, a decade, whatever. Because a lot of court cases do in terms of business aspects anyway. Actually do full-on investigating within both Microsoft and Sony, and then make a decision on what's right, what's wrong. Like, full in-depth sort of investigation on the business stance of it before allowing that decision. And, you know, we'll actually get somewhere, but it just seems very odd. I still think it's very odd how Microsoft managed to pull that one off, to be honest. Because what they were saying is, like, essentially at one point, weren't they, oh, we'll still let, you know, Sony have, you know, some Call of Duty games and whatnot, but we're going to make sure that you only get the buggy releases and the buggy updates. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, it's
which, obviously, as you mentioned earlier, makes sense if it is true that the reason why the Xbox got created was out of spite. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Can you not scratch on my bag? That is my favourite bag. Fucking asshole, mate.
Animals.
Odin. You want a cuddle? Is that what you want? You want? Oh, for fuck's sake! You want a cuddle? You don't want a cuddle then? Fuck you. No. Anyway, continue.
Well, it's annoying the fact that literally months later we're still talking about the fucking Xbox acquisition. Like, seriously. That's the fucking end. Why can't they literally just like, yep, we won, and just leave it at that? Why do they continuously fuck up and literally keep bringing themselves back in the light? Like, seriously, are you guys literally...
They don't have any relevance.
Demo, let me finish. Literally, to the people behind Xbox that are literally that I kind of have a feeling may have intentionally done these leaks so they could get back into people's get back in the attention again. Are you guys that fucking desperate for attention that you'll literally do anything just to garner even a slight bit of attention, which then might rile up the fanboys?
Yeah, because they're irrelevant without the console war, let's face it. And I'm sorry, but I would be sitting here saying the exact same thing if
my response,
around.
What console war? There hasn't been a console war in years!
Exactly, so what's the best way to keep it relevant and make sure they're relevant in the process?
The only one that's actually fighting console war is them. At this rate, it's almost like they're fighting themselves, and they've put Nintendo and PlayStation in the corners, and they're just like, can we just fuck off and go?
Yeah.
PlayStation wants to fuck off and get some tacos, whereas Nintendo wants to go ahead and find some way they can make another Mario game out of God knows what.
Pretty much.
And then laugh at Xbox when they say, "Oh, but we want to actually buy you." Ha! Shut up.
Pretty much. But that's what I mean. Like, I'd be saying the exact same thing as well if it was switched around.
Yeah.
Like, it's not me being like, oh, Sony fanboy or whatever you call me. It's no, I'd be saying the exact same thing about Sony if it was switched around. But they've not said anything, to my knowledge.
They won't.
In retaliation.
Here's the thing, they're gonna actually be like quiet. That's the thing. They're not gonna do anything.
No, of course.
But anyway, I'm sick of talking about Xbox. Let's move on.
Well, that's my bit done anyway, so continue.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be talking about some esports related stuff now.
Okay.
Some of this actually came up on my YouTube feed actually. from the Score Esports. It was posted on the 19th of September this year. And the description basically goes, Professional Apex Legends is falling apart. Over the last 10 months, some of the game's biggest orgs have decided to cease all operations. On top of teams like Liquid, G2 and C9, Cloud9, as of last Friday, NRG has become yet another legacy org to pack their bags. As a result, it's left the community divided on who to blame for this recent mass exodus. Now, I obviously watched the video, and there were some things I wasn't too quite sure about, but then I kept watching it, and I'm like, huh. So basically, what's gone down is the big teams that you'll find in most competitive esports series, like Call of Duty, League of Legends, and vice versa, are basically no longer wanting to actually put their best foot forward with Apex Legends because, well, unfortunately, there's no actual real-life funding there, because actually to join a league, it costs so goddamn much, depending on how much the group is costing, because they also have to pay for like facilities for training, management, and like travel and all that shit. So it costs a lot. And yet, while other leagues and other esports scenes are actually kind of at least have a major payout, so there's actually at least something, it would appear that Apex is not exactly, or rather EA are not actually wanting to help out as much.
Of course not.
They have basically... The title of the video is EA's greed killing Apex? Now, some people have actually come out and actually said it's the league. It's actually the league at the time's fault for not actually, paying out enough. But at the same time, how do games like Apex Legends actually make it big? Because they offer them packs, like cosmetics that show support for your favorite teams. Overwatch did it. I'm pretty sure there's maybe something in League of Legends that might have something of that nature. And it's just like, there's nothing for competitive Apex Legends, it would seem. So, a lot of people are saying, is it because EA's not willing to actually put any money towards the competitive scene to help boost out their game? And my thoughts go in sort of two different directions. One is just in case of another company showing their greed, but then there's another side of it that I think maybe not as many people are thinking of. Take the Overwatch League, for example. Started out probably the next biggest esports league when it originally turned up. But then due to constant changes and constant nerfs and destruction of certain characters, and everyone only playing the meta, the league has kind of fallen from being live streamed on Twitch to YouTube. I don't even know where you can actually go watch it anymore. But are they literally looking at what's happened with the Overwatch League and thinking, they put time, energy, and money into that, and it's kind of fallen flat? Do we want to do the same thing and possibly cause ourselves major financial issues? If that is actually the case, then I can kind of understand where they're coming from. They're literally taking a caution approach. But at the same time, there's being too cautious, because Apex, after all this time, is still quite a popular game. It's been played by some of the biggest Twitch streamers. Some big VTubers like Monarch and Apricot, aka Fruit, are playing it. So why they feel the need to be overly cautious is kind of questionable in my book. Yeah, again, Apex is also free. And literally you can earn stuff through just playing the game and hopefully getting lucky in the chests. So, what do you think, Damo?
You are one person that doesn't care about esports.
No, what do you think their reason is might be for their like hesitance for doing this? Do you think it might be greed, or do you think maybe they're just being paranoid in regards to the Overwatch League?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think it's so much paranoia about the Overwatch like situation. I think it's a mixture between greed and the fact they're just being paranoid because they know they're no longer gonna be the biggest company out there to produce games. For instance, and I know I always bring up their mistakes when it comes to Sims, I'm sorry, but who the fuck? Now, I know companies have released very buggy games sort of situation, obviously with the recent situation on Payday 3 with the whole service thing, you know, like with what Charles said was. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, but the thing is, that wasn't that wasn't the devs. That was PlayStation that released the buggy.
That was PlayStation. I understand that, but like, you know, that was quite fucking bad. But in an aspect, who really releases a game like, you know? Don't get me wrong. I love the game pack. I do my wedding stories because it's cute and it brings, you know, weddings to life as it's fucking should do. For the game. But at the same time, when they released it, nobody could play it. Like, I was only just about able to get through a wedding, and even then it took about 8 sim hours, which is near enough an entire fucking day. And it shouldn't have, and a lot of the things I wanted to do in terms of that pack as well, for like a wedding and stuff, didn't even fucking work. Now, you look at Bethesda and you're like, oh, well, that's nothing new, bro. Like, are you new here? But in the same sense, you need to look at it as they've made so many mistakes, not just with Sims games, but other games as well. You know, what was that Battlefield game that everybody hated, and not even a month later it became free for everyone?
Battlefield 2.
No, I think
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
No. Battlefield something.
Battlefield 2042.
Battlefield game. That's the one. Thank you. You know, and how bad that was. Maybe are they actually waking up, like, and seeing their mistakes and trying to rectify it? I don't know. But I do think it's a mixture between genuinely paranoia as a whole, but also because of the greed, so it's kind of a hard one to really decide.
Alright. That makes sense. Now,
also talking of Sims quickly, stuff packs are making a comeback, apparently. I heard through the grapevine yesterday.
Well, if you have any more info for us, then do let us know in regards of it.
That's why I said through the grapevine, because I'm not 100% sure. Nobody really is, but, you know.
Iveta says they abandoned their Battlefield games real fast.
Yeah, because they saw how much of a failure it was. I know.
Well, it didn't help the fact that literally they released it in such a buggy state, and then when they actually did start to add stuff onto it that players wanted, by that point the reputation had already been damaged.
Yeah. And not just that, with Apex in itself, like, don't get me wrong, I don't play it personally, but I have seen some of my friends play it, you know, situation, and it's been extremely buggy. It's like the old Call of Duty games where somebody shoots you through a fucking brick wall when it shouldn't be happening, sort of situation happening. Like, I've seen that in Apex games too.
Yeah, unfortunately, that kind of stuff is just gonna happen regardless in shooting games. Now, from one esports to kind of another, somewhat. Wallbanging is a thing. Yeah. Wallbanging has been the thing for years. But, anyway. From Dexerto.com. Male Overwatch 2 pros accused of throwing games while with female players, then bragging.
Oh god, really?
Yeah. Male Overwatch 2 pros have been accused of throwing ranked games with female players in the lobby and then bragging about it online. Ever since the news came out of Valorant pro player Melanie or Mel Capone's reaction from trials with tier 1 teams due to her gender, Basically, she tried out for teams, for pro teams, but some guys were literally going, "Oh, we don't want to play with a female." Sexism, ladies and gentlemen, still, it's ridiculous. If they're fucking good, then Christ's sake, have them on the damn team.
Exactly, my guy.
Yeah, Yuri, I'll talk about that to you later if you want, about what happens. Various players and personalities from other esports have come out to voice their experiences. This included Overwatch 2, where the women's pro scene, Calling All Heroes (CAH) recently started in 2022 to promote pro play among female players and other marginalized groups in the Overwatch space. However, in this very scene, select pros are now being accused of throwing ranked games with female players involved and bragging about it on their private Twitter accounts. Aramori, an Overwatch CAH player for Rift Guardians, received a reply to a tweet that downplayed sexism in esports. Yeah. However, Aramori replied with a screenshot of a pro player's tweet bragging about throwing games. Aramori said, "This is from when Aspen tried to get rank 1 and these, in brackets, well-known players threw her games and bragged about it on their private Twitter. Sexism in esports is everywhere, they just hide it behind closed doors, because as soon as they get called out, they gon' get their ass beat." Aspen is a popular Overwatch streamer and pro player. The private account that was captured was censored out. However, we could see them bragging about making Aspen give up her climb to rank 1 on the leading board. Aspen would go on to acknowledge the accusation, confirming that the censored names are real pros, saying, "I just found this out today, but the censored names are pros. I'm a bit heartbroken."
It happens literally, like, unfortunately, this thing, it happens everywhere, and it should not be happening.
It's disgusting, but
yeah,
unfortunately, people are going to be the way they are. Aramori responded to comments asking to uncensor the names, adding, "Please stop getting mad at me for censoring it. My goal isn't to cancel anyone, it's just to bring awareness to the fact that this happens. Also, you can't blame me. I do not want them and their friends to come after me because I am actively trying to play competitively. It actually harms me." So again, people want to like bring the sexism to light, but they feel they can't because if they do, they feel they'll actually then have their careers or attempted pro careers actually destroyed. It's disgusting.
Yep.
It's absolutely disgusting. Like, why? Why do you feel the need to do that? What part of it gives you such a hard on that you actually feel the need to actually do that shit? Why? What part gets you off? Because I would love to know, so that I could actually go ahead and pick up a dictionary and slap you over the head with it. Uncultured pricks. I'm sorry, if a player is good, regardless of gender, what does it fucking matter?
Exactly, games are gender neutral.
I could give a shit if I get hell. I get my ass handed to me by all sorts of people on fucking games all the damn time. I don't give a shit about who they. I don't give a shit about who they are, who they identify as. They're whipping my ass. They're whipping my ass. It's a case of I just need to get fucking good. And it's a shame that this is actually so prominent in competitive, when competitive literally there's them put in the fucking limelight, and most of the time you actually see it's only guys on competitive teams. Granted, that's starting to actually ease up throughout the various esports, but it's fucking disgusting.
No, I agree with you at the end of the day. Like, to be honest, it still should be a thing still. And at the end of the day, like, what, you're jealous because you're getting your ass whooped by a woman? Oh no! Shock horror.
No, here's the thing.
Go
Here's the
get
thing.
some Horlicks and go to bed.
Here's the thing. a lot of the time they'll literally just turn around and said, "Oh yeah, I went easy on them because they're a woman because I didn't want to hurt their feelings." It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. If you beat them, they're not going to go ahead and start screaming up and down about it on fucking Twitter.
No, exactly.
If they get beat, they get beat in a game. It's that simple. Jesus Christ. Egocentric or what?
Right? And that's the thing as well, like, it's not just, like, comps either. There's a lot of sexism, like, within the gaming community. I don't know how much it's died down now, but I know, like, a little bit of a while ago, like, quite a few female gamers that play COD or, say, Apex or Fortnite or whatever, they still get harassed as soon as they have their mic turned on and they speak. And it shouldn't be a thing at this point. It's just like, get rid of that fucking, like, ego trip, man.
Yeah.
Like, get off your high horse, okay? This is what you need to do. If you're gonna get like that, you're gonna need to get off your high horse, come away from your console, make yourself a Horlicks, have a Kit Kat, take a break. That's it. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, for me, for example, like, if I'm getting mad whenever I've played DVD or a bit too much Baldur's Gate to the point I'm stuck or whatever, like, mainly on multiplayer or whatever, I take a break from it now. Because there's no point in getting upset because it's just going to give you a negative gaming experience.
I will say this, when I've played, thankfully, because as most of you know, I actually did Overwatch for a while, and I was actually part of a group that was pretty much dominated by the female players, because they were that fucking good. I was impressed. I was asking them for tips and shit. I was like, yo, so how'd you do this? I was asking them for, like, ideas. Why? Because I was impressed by their skill. But that's just me. If I get my ass beat, I ask. And if I get my ass beat and I'm impressed, he was like, yo, bro, can you show me how you did that? Because I'm curious about how you did all that. I'm not actually learn how to do it myself, but I'll be impressed by how it all worked. It's that simple. Now,
exactly.
On to the final article for the evening. On to some Fortnite news, actually. I was surprised to myself by Yuri, actually.
Ooh.
From CNN Business on amp.cnn.com. Fortnite players can now apply for a portion of its $245 million FTC settlement. Millions of Fortnite users can now claim their small part of the $245 million dollars that the game's parent company agreed to pay as part of the settlement with the US Federal Trade Commission. Epic Games in December settled allegations with the FTC that it used deceptive tactics that drove users to make unwanted purchases in the multiplayer shooter game that became wildly popular with younger generations a few years ago. The FTC said Tuesday it has now opened the claims process for the more than 37 million potentially affected users who could qualify for compensation. Epic Games agreed in December to pay a total of $520 million to settle US government allegations that it misled millions of players, including children and teens, into making unintended purchases, and that it violated a landmark federal children's privacy law. In one settlement, Epic agreed to pay $275 million to the US government to resolve the claims that it violated the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act by gathering the personal information of kids under the age of 13 without first receiving their parents' consent. In a second and separate settlement, Epic also agreed to pay $245 million as refunds to consumers who were allegedly harmed by user interface design choices that the FTC claimed were deceptive. The FTC said in a statement Tuesday that the Fortnite maker used dark patterns and other deceptive practices to trick players into making unwanted purchases, and also made it easy for children to rack up charges without parental consent. Dark patterns refer to gently coercive design tactics used by countless websites and apps that critics say are used to manipulate people's digital behaviors. The FTC is now notifying users who may be eligible to receive a part of the $245 million settlement fund. Affected users may receive an email that the FTC over the next month will the claim number, or they can go directly to the settlement site and file claim using the Epic account ID. And then it just goes on about how people can actually apply for it. Epic's agreement with the FTC also prohibits the company from using dark patterns or charging consumers without their consent, and forbids Epic from locking players out of their accounts in response to users' chargeback requests, with credit card companies disputing unwanted charges. Epic said in a blog post in December, when it reached the agreement, that no developer creates a game with the intention of ending up here. It added, We accepted this agreement because we want Epic to be a forefront of consumer protection and provide the best experience for our players.
They fucked up.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, the last time I actually heard about any... Not gonna lie, this is actually a surprise. Because I hadn't heard anything about this. The last time I actually heard about any lawsuits in regards of Epic Games was the lawsuit between, I think it was the Apple Store and Fortnite.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they took Fortnite off there because of the purchasing claims. So I guess it kind of falls in with the last thing I heard. Yeah, most of it's kind of been kept like in the dark, not gonna lie. Even I've not seen anything about it. So again, thank you, Yuri, for bringing that info to us, because that's pretty big actually. Now, normally the FTC is usually claimed as like a bad person. Look at YouTube. Appreciate it. If you, again, I say this to anyone, if you have any information that you think might be that you would actually like to hear us talk about, or actually inform people of here on the Flopcast, then please let us know, and we'll actually go through them and see what we see. We did see there was some other stuff that we were possibly going to report on, but because there's a severe lack of actual information in regards of it, and it's looking like it might just possibly be false alarm, then we won't report on it. But if more does come up in regards of it, then obviously we will inform you. But that's just kind of how we try to operate, to make sure that you guys actually at least get the best information that we can provide, or at least encourage you guys to look for said information. Oh, that was a lot to read in a short space of time. Possibly, Yuri, I'll talk to you about it in a bit. It's a possible hacking issue that's happened, so again, we'll talk about it later. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're pretty much here at the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next episode of the Flopcast will be on the 9th of October.
A day after I get back from Manchester, yeah.
Again, we'll talk about it later in the set, Yuri. If you, again, we'll talk about your stay at the time, and we'll make changes if need be, so that you can actually get some rest. But yes, thank you everyone so much for tuning in for this 1 hour stream. Obviously, this will be uploaded onto YouTube this week, possibly tomorrow, or on Wednesday. Also, hello YouTube. I know it's a bit late. I know we should really do this at the beginning of every Flopcast, but hello YouTube. Please don't ban us. Please don't hit me with any copyright claims or strikes for no fucking reason. But yeah, obviously you can catch my co-pilot in this.
Co-pilot.
Really? You did that? Jesus.
They were playing no game, because I haven't done recently. I'm still on my little hiatus, so I'll be back at some point.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Keyboard's been scuffed. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, obviously I will be back on stream tomorrow for Tasty Tuesday. And we are going to go ahead and raid out. Hey, John boy! So, here are said raid commands. For those on YouTube, I hope you actually enjoyed this. And I hope you if you have enjoyed any of the Flopcast, then you'll be able to see all the episodes of the Flopcast in a playlist on my channel at youtube.com/the chaos of Chaos Dragon 49. So I used to say the Chaos of Dragons. I really maybe need to change that at some point. But yes, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the evening. Demo, obviously, thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
At least your internet held out.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised, to be honest.
Yeah. But yes, we will all catch you in the next one. And as always, raise your pizzas high and say it with me. Stay chaotic and live for the challenge.
Live for the challenge. Ooh.
Bye.
Bye.